a surprise. You're in for a shock in London town.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the NES Game of the Month for May 2010. Every month on this YouTube channel, we're going to feature an NES and lesser game of the month. Be sure to check the threads out over at playthenes.com. For May, we're going to be featuring Star Trek 25th Anniversary on the NES. However, before we actually start the game, here's something kind of amusing I really liked. From Blockbuster: to play is human, to rewind is divine. You want to tell me how I'm supposed to rewind this thing? Thanks. Oh, and I like the warning here too. Warning, if this label is broken, you must purchase this video. Video, huh? Alright. And if the label is broken, you must purchase it? Yeah, screw you, Blockbuster. Thankfully, we bought this one used. Let's check it out. By the way, for all you gamers out there who maybe don't have an original Nintendo yet and who've just been emulating all these, be sure to pick up a regular Nintendo, but if you go out hunting for one, try to find the top loader. It's a lot more reliable and a lot more compatible since they removed that 10NES chip out of it. So, with that said, let's pop this in and start it up. And ignore the crayon on my walls. I have kids. And here we go. Now, for all of you guys who don't know this, I'm actually a pretty big Star Trek fan. Go figure, gaming nerd's a regular nerd too. We bring it up, you can either start or continue. If you want to continue, you gotta have a password. They actually did the Star Trek theme pretty decent for the 8-bit. You start out playing as Captain Kirk. One cool thing about this game is that whenever you're on the Enterprise, you more or less have full bridge control. You don't see this too much in the early scenes of the game, but later on, it becomes a pretty cool feature. You can warp to wherever you want, go to any alert you want, fight enemies. It's actually a really cool feature. I know, big deal, you're fighting enemies in the video game, whoop-de-doo, but there's something about being in command of a computer digital game form of Enterprise and going out there and fighting enemies. It's always been very cool. And this game's one of the first games that actually pulled it off nicely. However, keep this in mind, we are playing a port. The game was originally released over for PC, I believe 2, possibly 3 or 4 years before the NES version actually came out. Another thing you might be noticing, the graphics in this are really nice looking. I mean, the sprites are all really tough looking, large, detailed. It's really impressive what they managed to do with it. Keep in mind there is a lot of story in this game, and it is a very linear game. It's just like playing an episode of the TV series. I like it though. This might not be up everyone's alley, but I really like it. Okay, we're going into some gameplay finally. The game's played in a top-down view. Your 2 crewmates follow you. You can either stun or you can kill enemies. You can change from stun to kill by going to your pause menu. You can also use items, transport out, or get some advice from the 2 crew members with you. And you gotta watch out for the spitting plants in this part of the game. But your goal is to get south to a community, and this community gives you a antidote against another enemy early on in the game. Once you get this antidote, you can progress to the first dungeon of the game, so to speak. Just a quick tip for anyone who's first getting into the game: stun a plant, pick it up. You're going to need to in order to get the solution that the tribe guy gives you. But it's really a story-driven game. Very, very linear. It might not be entirely your style, but I like it quite a bit. The one thing that kind of throws me off, whenever you talk to a person, their lips start flapping, but nothing comes up on the screen, then your text finally comes up on screen. So this one might not be up everyone's alley. It's really linear. You have to follow the storyline just perfectly. There's going to be times when you get stuck or stumped, and you might have to go check out the FAQ in order to figure out what you're doing. But it's just like playing an episode of the TV series, and you really can't beat that. So be sure to check out Star Trek 25th Anniversary on the NES. We'll see you next month with the next NES Game of the Month.